Abkhazian War in 1992, the bloodiest event in the history of Georgia. My name is Anastasia Khopunia, and today I'm here to talk about the Abkhazian conflict, a tragic yet important chapter in modern history. Abkhazia, a small and beautiful region nestled by the Black Sea, was once known for its stunning land spaces and diverse culture. However, in the early 1990s, it became a battleground of ethnic and political tensions, resulting in conflict that has left deep scars in society. Georgians, the majority in Georgia, and Abkhazians, the majority in Abkhazia, lived together peacefully for decades, but as the Soviet Union collapsed, these differences began to appear. Abkhazians wanted independence, fearing that their identity would be overshadowed in a united Georgia. Meanwhile, Georgians viewed Abkhazia as an inseparable part of their country. Political instability, combined with the growing nationalism on the both sides, set the stage for conflict. Pre-conflict situation was not completely stable, since place took manipulation and huge amount of propaganda from Russian perspective. In 1992, armed conflict broke out between Georgian forces and Abkhazian separatists. It was brutal war. Abkhazia, supported by Russians and volunteers from other regions, fought directly for independence. On the other side, Georgia tried to maintain their own independence and its territorial integrity. The war displaced over 205,000 people, mainly ethnic Georgians, who were forced to flee. Thousands lost their lives and villages were destroyed. Civilians were obliged to leave their hometowns and houses for nothing. The human cost was enormous. Families were torn apart and friends became enemies. It must be tragical, but can you tell us how it felt back then to leave a place where you were born, later raised, studied, and even started your career as a professor of history?
Imagine you are tired of the long day working or studying and need nothing but to rest at your flat. Now imagine some Russian officer not allowing you to enter your own building one, for which you pay taxes and Belgarden, for that's how it feels.
In 1993, Abkhazian forces declared victory, effectively taking control of the region. But this victory came at a great cost. Abkhazia's economy was fully devastated, its population reduced, and its international status left in limbo. In order to explore this topic even deeper and explore hidden places of Abkhazia, we decided to have a small chit-chat with our colleague, Elizabeth, who's 18 years old, and as far as she can remember, she's been living on occupied territory. First question asked was about Abkhazian economy. How is it developing? According to what is it developing? And how civilians see it in general?
Most of the money in the country comes from tourists, and about 80% of the income does not go to the treasury because people do not pay taxes. In winter, the situation in the country is very bad because electricity is supplied to us on schedule, because of which electricity was supplied only 2 hours a day. The economy in the country is gradually improving, but too slowly due to many factors, and the biggest factor is the people themselves who work only for themselves.
The next question we asked about civilians, their lives, law and legitimacy in Abkhazia.
Of course, there are many stressful moments, especially regarding the protection of people, and many things are against the law, which is why people suffer. Corruption is flourishing and it is very difficult to fight it, especially when most people are happy with it. But still, the people from Ochimchira and further are on the plus side. The city of Gal and the entire Gal district are like black sheep. For the Abkhazians, we are too Georgian, which is why they do not recognize us and suppress us.
Last but not least, we asked about attitude toward Georgians, Georgian people, population, their decisions, Georgian language. Is it taught in Abkhazian school? Or are people forbidden to speak about Georgia?
The situation at school is quite tense. Georgian is taught only in one school in all of Abkhazia. This is the second secondary school in the city of Gal, where I studied. In addition to Georgian lessons, we were forbidden to speak this language, and for this we could be taken to the principal's office. There were also problems with the books. For the last 2 years, we were forced to cover up the Georgian anthem on the books we were studying with. There are also tutors for Georgian history and the Georgian language, but they have a hard time. Only students and parents know about their work at the school, if they are school teachers. Of course, the teachers know about this. But no one talks about it, and they also do not mention that they prepare children for exams to enter Georgia, otherwise there will be problems. They also tell us about the war. But they say that Georgia is to blame for everything. In Abkhazia, there is no discrimination against those people who want to go to Georgia, because no one can say it out loud.
In the end, the Abkhazian conflict is a story of loss and unresolved questions. It reminds us how fragile peace can be and how important it is to address ethnic and political differences before they escalate into violence. While the scars of war remain, the hope for reconciliation and understanding persists. It's a lesson for all of us about the importance of dialogue, respect, and finding common language.
You are doing something that I dream of, but I cannot achieve it. If I ever decide to write such things and someone will see that, I will never be allowed in Abkhazia anymore.